Might the solution to world hunger be found in a sack of food? Certainly not. Not in 1,000 or even 1,000,000 sacks. In order to combat food insecurity, providing farmers with better training is definitely a more effective solution, especially in the long term. The farmers of Dianou are only too aware of this. Poor soil and insufficient rain mean that every seed and every ounce of fertilizer must be used carefully. They must make the most of the little they have. All of a sudden, they're back at school. A local non-governmental organisation is offering farmers in the region training in management and agronomy. The aim is clear: increase the productivity of the fields and become more organised. Theory is followed by practical exercises, and it works. Before, the farmers just planted and tended their crops. Now they're also planning ahead, managing, coordinating, ensuring subsistence, selling. In other words, they've been introduced to sustainable development.
Food assistance can be very efficient if it is combined with other interventions that are more long-term and sustainable. And once you move away from the emergency period, the crisis when you need to save lives, you now need to look beyond people returning to normalcy.
Of course, there are famines and emergency humanitarian crises when we must respond quickly and deal with the most urgent things first, acting with solidarity and listening to our hearts. But in the real fight against food insecurity, some thorough, in-depth work is needed, in the form of the European Union's cooperation work with partners in each country concerned. Listen to your heart and your head. The problems linked to famine are complex, and so are the solutions. But those solutions can be achieved. Teaching mothers how to prepare a balanced, nutritious meal for their babies, supporting large-scale irrigation projects, fighting malaria, providing access to drinking water. There are some effective answers that get right to the root of the problem: poverty in all its forms. The food is there, but for too many people it is out of reach, and they have insufficient money, insufficient choice, and end up underfed and undernourished. Scraping by is not really living. At a time when everything seems possible, the fact that elsewhere in the world many people are still exposed to food insecurity is inconceivable. Eradicating hunger is part of the first Millennium Development Goal. If we sit back and do nothing, we will be condemning part of the world, tying it up in a sack for good.